This is Solent Sport News at 4:30, and I'm Kurt LeCount with the day's top stories. As International Women's Day rolls on, the growth of women's football has come under spotlight. Amy Adams investigates.
Today marks International Women's Day. And why do we celebrate? Simply to recognise influential females, to connect with women's history, and to take action for gender equality. Female athletes are involved in a never-ending fight for their rights. Now for the problems. There are countless women who are objectified by fans, commentators, and even their own coaches. They have to deal with sexist comments, especially from men who think that female athletes aren't strong or talented enough to perform well.
Far worse, the women's game attracts abuse and hate online. There's been many times where I probably shed a few tears myself in private, just based on what people have said online.
Sadly, we live in a day and age where gender equality still has not been fixed. And although women's sport has grown and developed massively, sports such as football, basketball, and golf continue to pay males extortionate prize money. One sport which made the tremendous step to equality was cricket.
It ensures that men and women in sport are seen equally, that we value male and female sport equally as well. And that's an important message to be sending, certainly to young people, so that young girls recognise that they have an equal standing in sport just as much as their male counterparts, that they have the same opportunities and they should have the same opportunities in sport as male sports stars as well.
The new and upcoming tournament, the 100, will offer equal prize money to both male and female athletes. Now, not only is this a tremendous step for cricket, it is also a brilliant step towards gender parity, but also equality for prize money in sport. The £600,000 prize money will be split equally to both genders. Although there is still a lot to do to achieve gender equality within sport, it is certainly improving. According to a study by the BBC into prize money, more than 90% of sports paid males and females equally at a major championship or event. This has increased from 70% of sports when this was first carried out in 2014. Things are changing, but it is vital that we continue to fight for gender equality until things are completely equal. Back to you, Kurt.
Saints are back to winning ways. Southampton achieved their first Premier League victory in 3 months by beating Sheffield United 2-0. However, they won't have time to celebrate, as they will have to turn their attention to Wednesday's game against league leaders Manchester City, who suffered a painful loss in yesterday's Manchester derby.
We have now a tough game against Man City in the week. Now we have to look how many players we will rest or with what team we go there. Because then we play on the week against Brighton at home. It's also an important game for us.
I'm joined here by Javier Fanoya. So Javi, what are the club's thoughts on the victory leading on the weekend?
Well, definitely the club's thoughts are very positive after the win against Sheffield United. Ralph Hasenhüttl said that there is an important game. They played really well, much better than the previous ones, and he believes that they play with confidence as well.
Yeah, and how big a loss would you say it was for Southampton losing Danny Ings to injury again?
Well, it's true that Ralph Hasenhüttl has said that the Danny Ings injury at the moment, they don't know how long he will be out of the club, maybe for a few weeks. But I think there is not everything is negative at the club, because they had a few players back from injury, like Diallo, Walker Peters, and Minamino. So there is no only bad news.
Yeah, and finally, so would you say this boosts the club going into the big clash against Manchester City on Wednesday?
Well, they are always speaking about Manchester City on Wednesday. The club is currently 14th at the table, 7 points above of the relegation zone. But if you look further from that game, it's Brighton, Burnley, West Brom, Crystal Palace coming. All of those teams are below them, so there are huge points to win and earn from that victories. Afterwards, they have Leicester and Liverpool as well, so they are tough. There will be tough games. They are two clubs that are fighting for playing the Champions League next season. And in the middle, also the next round, the FA Cup against Bournemouth, which is a team who is doing really well in the Championship as they are fighting for the playoffs spots. So very tough schedule for the Saints.
Yeah, thank you, Avi.
Thank you.
There is more to come. Those were the words used by Rangers manager Steven Gerrard after clinching their first Scottish League in 10 years. However, a group of fans gathered outside Sir Ibrox Park and Glasgow's George Square, breaking COVID-19 guidelines. Nicola Sturgeon, Scottish MP, said the scenes were infuriating and disgraceful. Local basketball success as Solent Kestrels continue their strong season. Luke Sincock took a look at their successful weekend.
Team Solent Kestrels had an enjoyable weekend, progressing to the finals of the L. Lynch Trophy. Coach Jack O'Keefe shared his pre-game feelings.
So for us, it'll be the fourth time that we've seen Worthing this season. As I said, we're under no illusions just how difficult a task it will be playing them on Sunday. I'm sure they'll be extremely well prepared, as will we. It's a different version of them than we've seen earlier in the season. But watching their last few games, I think they're starting to find a brand of basketball that suits themselves. And like I say, it's going to be a tough matchup for us to reach the final on Sunday.
The Worthing Thunder gave Solent Kestrels the toughest game of their season so far. Leading for the first 3 quarters, Worthing Thunder looked almost dead set to win. But in the dying seconds of the game, up stepped Andre Aerosol.
5, 4, 3 seconds go. Aerosol for the game. Yes! Andre Aerosol! As the buzzer goes right on the buzzer. Andre Aerosol, what a play! Solent Kestrels with the semi-final victory. What scenes here at the SSC?
How I'm feeling after that, I don't even know. Obviously, we're happy we got the win. It's a huge game, especially coming off the back of playing Reading. A lot of us were tired. We had bodies out, like Luke and Elliot, and that was tough, especially on the guard position. But throughout the game, it was a battle. As everyone knew, Worthing weren't going to not just give up. They came with the fight as always. They were hitting shots, and it really made us have to step up, and it really showed character for us and who we were. And luckily, the rebounding won us the game, really keeping it alive. And I was lucky to hit the shot after a really bad shooting game, but we got the win. Finals, baby.
Former 400-meter gold medalist Christine Chirugu described the Tokyo Olympics as a lottery. Chirugu believes that the COVID-19 pandemic has created an unfair playing field for many athletes. Dina Asher-Smith and Katarina Johnson-Thompson are among other British athletes targeting the top of the podium this summer.
I think the current situation is such a difficult situation to navigate. And I'm really proud of those athletes who, despite all the uncertainties, have kept their resolve and just kept going and tried to find a way around the different issues that they're having.
That's all from me today. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with more stories. Until then, have a good evening.